How's it going? I'm Nate from Shine On Consulting, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you the easiest and fastest way to get automatic region and subregion data points on all of your data records without ever having to do any more complicated coding or any type of automation flow that requires lots of thought process. So if you're aware of the importance of having your regional and sub-regional data tags on all of your different data records, whether it's contacts, leads, opportunities, or accounts, there are a lot of reasons why you would need this, especially if you're a global company, particularly a SaaS company. You're going to want to understand some metrics around the different regions and sub-regions of the globe so you can have a better sense of how things are effective in different markets and understanding really the metrics around that. Or if you're looking to automatically assign to different teams based on the coverage zones that they cover. So as you know, you might be having something that looks like this, where you've got the different areas of the world broken into different regions, and you could do sub-regions. You can go further and have territories. You can have territories for specific teams. But this is going to be, again, useful for coming up with some metrics to understand where things are and how you can focus your efforts on the best areas or improve in certain areas that may not be doing as well. And to get the solution, traditionally, I have seen in the past lots of kind of complex ways to get this done. Particularly from a Salesforce perspective, I see formulas being created in their fields, which obviously are not scalable and you reach limitations pretty quickly. So you've got a lot of complicated things that need to be added in there, which is like soft coding in my mind, really it's just creating a formula. But anything you wanted to adjust would be pretty wild. And once you start getting to that like more granular territory level, it becomes a little bit chaotic. I mean, even if you were to create some sort of a simple Salesforce flow, as simple as you can make it is really still going to look complicated, as you can see here. So there's lots of manual time and effort put into this. And if you ever wanted to make a change in the future, it would make it extremely complicated. So the easiest way to get this information on your data records, I believe, is by using the Syncari platform. So you can see here, I've got a set of data records. I've got the region and subregion all filled out, and I didn't have to type in any of these things. I simply created one simple automation through the field pipeline, and now everything is going to be tagged correctly based on the billing country. So the way that this is functional and works is using reference data. And Syncari provides an out-of-the-box data set for countries with regional codes. And you can see here that there's a column called name, which is really just a country name. And then if you look over here, you've got region and subregion that allow you to understand what's the region associated with this country and so on and so forth with the subregion. There are other ways to get information out of this as well, but reference data is extremely powerful to get these things completed. Now, I'll show you the field pipeline, which surprisingly is very, very, very simple. So from the field pipeline perspective, there's just one function node that needs to be used, which is lookup reference data. So you see here, we've got the source where the data is coming from. And in this case, it's going to be a Salesforce instance. And we're looking specifically at the field called billing country. So what this means is we're going to be looking at the data record and pull out the value that exists on the account for that field called billing country. Let's say, for example, it's Canada. So we're pulling Canada out here, and then we're going to go down into the lookup reference function, which is basically looking down the list of reference data, finding Canada, and then it's going to go over and look at either region or subregion based on what I wanted to look at. So the configuration for this is very simple. If you look in the inside here, all we're doing is selecting the data set, countries with regional codes. We're going to have the lookup key, which is name. Again, name column is really just country name. So we're looking up that value that we pulled from the source and finding it. So again, the example is if we have the lookup key as name and we're going to look for Canada because that's the value from the incoming record, then we're going to isolate this row. And then what's going to happen is we're going to have the destination field to be what is the information we pull out from the reference data set. So we're looking at the column called region. So we see region here. So if I've isolated Canada, now it's going to go ahead and pick out Americas. And now that value is going to be what's held in this node here. So it's just the three simple steps there. Once that's completed, you just connect it right back to the Syncari main synapse for the field called region, which was created custom. And that's all you've got to do. And it'll do this for every value that's not a blank and find out from that list of reference data what is the region. And then if I want, I can pump that value back into my systems, whether it's Salesforce, HubSpot, what have you. If I've got the custom fields created in those platforms and I want Syncari to push it out over there, I can do that. And so again, this is the simplest way to do things in my opinion, because it's literally just one function that's got to be created. The reference data is already here. If you wanted to edit or create your own reference data, let's say you wanted to make some territories or something more complex, you can go ahead and just obviously upload in your own set of data. But that's it, and hopefully this video was informative. Again, I'm Nate from Shine On Consulting, and if there's anything that you would like to learn about Syncari, we are partners with them. We are experts in marketing operations, revenue operations, and we really focus on data management, and this is something that we love to help organizations get better. So feel free to reach out to us and have a great one.